Hey guys, welcome back to Backfires and Burnouts. If you haven't been here already, please subscribe down in the right hand corner there. It helps me out a lot. There's nothing better for Christmas than a free subscription to this garbage. Anyway, I really want to thank you. We are at December 23rd, 2021, and this marks the 1 year anniversary of Backfires and Burnouts as you see it these days. So I do have some older videos on the channel from about 10 years ago. And one of them has just reached 100,000 views. That's of the Buick Straight 8 running. We will actually be doing an episode on the current Buick Straight 8, the 1950 Buick. A lot of you guys have been asking what that motor ended up sort of going into, so we will be doing a video on that. Anyways, just really thankful for you guys and all the support we've been getting, and just going to do a little overview of what we've been up to for the last year. So again, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do it. It's free for you and it helps me out a whole bunch. And we'll keep on making this cool content. But thank you very much. And moving into 2022, we've got a lot of cool stuff coming up for you guys. And hope you enjoy. So we started this year out with Flathead Fun, one of my more popular videos where I go out and pick up a 49 Ford Flathead. Well guys, today we're heading out in the old parts truck and we're gonna go see if we can't pick ourselves up a flathead.
Well, there's those guys that just buy a flathead and want to run it. Well, sometimes it's a good idea not to do so. Anyway, we're pulling this old flathead apart and she has a rat's nest inside. Like, wow. I always wondered what I was going to use these long bent needle nose pliers for. It looks as though our little buddy was trying to get down into the oil pan and met his demise. So we take them little bent pliers and grab him by the leg. Oh, poor little guy. Well, I mean, at least he died in a flathead, eh?
Then we got right into it and removed the top out of my Model A. So anyways, today we're gonna make this a convertible. It's in there, they're little nails, literally nailed into wood on the inside of the body. So a guy's basically gotta go along and knock all these nails out. Well, that took all day. Sheesh, just about 150 nails. All these holes had nails. Holy cow, look at the pile of nails that come out of this thing. Just freaking nails for days. After a cool 426 Hemi cold start, Jamie and I went and picked up this 1926 Willys Roadster pickup for my wife Sarah. Hey guys, we're up on the way to pick up the Overland, and just thought we'd stop by Vulture Garage here. And this place, guys, is in Spence's Bridge. It is the place to be. Check out all this old tin. There's just awesome old tin all over this place. Oh my God. As I was saying, this thing is absolutely a hoot to drive, but for me, it's a little tight. I don't know if you can see this, but that's my foot on the gas pedal. She is absolutely tight. I then decided I was going to drive it up a mountain, where I broke the motor mount and blew out the rad hose. Oops. Hey guys, today I took this junk and 4x'd it up this mountain. Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ. Managed to limp it back to the ferry. Thank God for that. It's just a short jaunt home from the other side, so fingers crossed.
make it without having the engine drop out of the frame. Well, that was lucky. I literally just pulled in the driveway and the hose blew. Look at this. Oh man. So look at that. So what happened was the old frame is broken and the steering's into the exhaust. Oh yeah. And she's a mess. Well, she's rolling again.
Me and the boys head over to Galliano Island and pick up a 46 Chevy Stylemaster that had been sitting in a barn for nearly 40 years.
Tomorrow, me and a couple buddies are gonna go over to a little island and pick up a 46 Chevy. It's 3 in the morning and we're just getting a coffee going. Heading off to Galliano this morning to pick up a barn find. Beautiful day on the old ferry. Well, hey, we got back to the shop and got the car unloaded and have had a chance to kind of go through some of the stuff and see what's all in here. There's a whole whack of parts and boxes and whatnot. No, the car's not in too bad a shape, but you know what I can say is that irregardless of if it was just a total wash to go get the car, in this day and age, anything to hang out with a couple buddies and go get an old car was good. So we had fun irregardless, and there's probably some pretty good stuff here.
We tear down the 350 out of my Model A and find out we've roached a Cannon lifters. Hey guys, I know it's been a while since I made a video. Spring came and we got real busy with work and got to make hay while the sun shines and pay for all this fun. So anyway, today we're going to tear down this 350 small block. It is the number 2 engine that I had in my Model A. We did have an issue with it last summer where the one of the rockers decided just to go loose on us. I'm assuming it's probably a failed stud thread. But anyways, we're going to tear it apart today, see what it's all about. I took a long time off of scabbing on cars, if you will. And so in that time, someone decided to take all of the good stuff out of motor oil. Yeah, guys, like, check this out. Like, she is roached. Next, I introduce you to the 1926 Model T Modified, the future home for that 49 Flathead we're rebuilding.
Got on the old Facebook Marketplace and, well, be damned if there wasn't a 1926 Roadster pickup for sale. So, yeah, you guessed it, I bought it. This entire episode of Backfires and Burnouts on the Model T Modified was completely filmed and edited under the influence of vitamin L. So the idea is to build something like this. I found this picture online, kind of grabbed my attention, and I just so happened to have what was a 1926 Model T Roadster pickup. Well, by golly, I just happened to go into my parts bin, and voila! Looks like we have us a flywheel for that Mustang engine. So, all these guys are always going, why do you collect so much junk, Cam? Well, this is why, my friends. This is why, because you never know when you're going to need a Ford small block flywheel for your hot rod project. So keep everything, guys. Don't listen to the wife. Just keep everything. It is what it is. Sometimes you just have to have a couple beers when you work in the shop.
And we couldn't forget getting all jazzed up for the Pharaoh's Car Club American Graffiti Night.
So my good friend Todd is heading up the BC British Columbia chapter of the Pharaoh's Car Club, and they put together this really cool
clearly says in the directions, use on sidewalls only, no tread. So we're gonna go ahead and just spray it right on the tread. What do you wanna do, cruise or what? Next, we were on to putting a 427 small block in Jamie's Camaro.
On this episode of Backfires and Burnouts, we get this 70 Camaro running.
Here's my brand new 427 small block. I've had a bunch of bad luck with used engines, and I figured I'd make my own now. So I've waited a year for this thing. 550, 600 horse, about the same torque hopefully, and I'm gonna be missing some tires over the next few months. It's gonna be great. Cam's had my engine in his car, driving it around and beating on it, so now it's my turn. Put him back where he belongs, in my rearview mirror.
Well guys, this car is an absolute hoot to ride in. It is loud, it is mean, it is just downright aggressive. It was a bad day for the Model A when we had to put a new flex plate in her. Oh, and there goes the motor. And a whole bunch of mess. Yeah, well. See? There's bloopers too, you know. There you have it. See? It says right in the instructions, snap-on bars can also be used to remove small block Chevy flex plate. So I think the last time we left off, I just put this flex plate back on, and then I got to thinking. This thing's lurching and jerking and whatnot and so forth at the stoplight. So maybe it's time to get a new torque converter. So I gave Bryce a call, and he made up a nice 2500 stall converter. I introduced you to my 1951 V8 Morris Minor, and hopefully one day we'll be doing this with her. Today I'm just going to do a quick overview of my V8 Morris Minor project. There's been a real cool Morris Minor ripping around town, and it's got a small block Ford in it, and it's got me inspired to work on mine. Should work, if my engineering is correct. After the last video, got some comments, a bunch of guys, purists, I assume from Europe, that were all pissed off that, you know, how dare I cut a car in half, and why wouldn't you leave it the way it was originally? Well, I don't know if anyone got the memo, but it would look to me like all my other videos would indicate that I'm more of a hot rodder. We pulled an axle on the Model A to make sure we have the right spline count before we ordered a new center section. Now that I've got all the screws off the backing plate, we should be able to just pull this axle out. There we go. Come on. There. 28. So that tells us we have a 28 spline center section and axle. $1,400 Canadian to get this thing to the front door. That's a 370 True Track from Jegs. With a 28 spline, of course. And some of you may say, well, why wouldn't you go to a 31 spline and get new axles as well? One, we're trying to do this on a budget. And two, the Model A is, it's pretty light. I've already been beating this thing pretty hard and we've had no trouble thus far. We had some fun putting a big block on the go-kart. We have an 11 horse motor that we're going to try and run on here.
Well, as promised, I'm going to go ahead and call this a win.
We finished off the year with the final disassembly of the 49 Ford Flathead. Guys, welcome to part 2 of Flathead fun. Okay guys, there's sometimes when you just need to concede and just swallow your pride and realize that your little tool you made probably isn't going to do the trick. After like 10 minutes of wondering how on earth that is supposed to happen when there's no groove cut in this thing, I went back to YouTube and found out that we actually have the style that has the two little keepers on the bottom of the valve. I ended up calling these valves pretty much every curse word you could imagine. So I'm no expert here, but you know, some people always wonder why a motor was, you know, laying out in the junkyard in the first place, and usually it's because it wasn't running properly. So I'm no expert, but my understanding is that should be what you're looking for in a bearing. Nice, clean, everything looks good. I mean, that is just toast. Good thing we decided to pull it apart instead of just running it and, you know, going from there. Guys, thank you so much for sticking around, and if you haven't already, please smash that like button and subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything, and it really helps us out, and it helps us to make better content for you guys. We've got a lot of cool things set up for next year. Gonna spend a little more money on the old budget for Backfires and Burnouts. Also trying to get some wireless microphones, make the sound a little better. Just try to make some better videos for you guys. So thanks again, and we'll see you next season, 2022.